In the wild, there are no rules, no referees, no second chances, just claws, fangs, and the pure instinct to survive. Today, you're about to witness 5 of the deadliest animal duels ever caught on camera. Raw, real, and unforgettable. These aren't your average fights. These are full-blown life or death battles where the outcome can flip in seconds. From the dusty African savannas to the dense jungles of India, nature's most dangerous predators went head-to-head, and sometimes the underdog bit back harder than anyone expected. So grab your seat, stay sharp, and whatever you do, don't blink. Because in the animal kingdom, one wrong move is all it takes to turn a predator into prey. Let's dive in. It started like most lion hunts do, with confidence. A powerful male lion had locked onto a lone buffalo, grazing away from its herd. His body low, his eyes focused, and his every muscle ready to strike. The lion pounced, claws out, jaws wide. But then came the twist. The buffalo let out a scream, not of fear, but of rage. And suddenly, the entire herd thundered in like a stampede of tanks. Dozens of horns glinted under the sun, closing in fast. The lion tried to drag the buffalo down before backup arrived, but it was too late. In seconds, he found himself surrounded. What followed looked less like a hunt and more like a revenge mission. One buffalo charged and flipped the lion high into the air like a rag doll. Another rammed him in the ribs. The lion scrambled, rolled, dodged, but the herd was relentless. Bruised and bloodied, the king of the jungle barely escaped with his life, limping away into the tall grass. The buffalo? They circled their fallen comrade and stood guard like soldiers. Morale of the story? In the wild, being strong helps, but being outnumbered can be deadly. The river looked calm, but beneath the muddy surface, a killer waited. Hundreds of wildebeests were crossing, part of the Great Migration, and like clockwork, the crocodiles were lurking. One young wildebeest slipped slightly behind the herd. The croc saw his chance. With terrifying speed, it exploded from the water and latched onto the wildebeest's leg. Then came the infamous move, the death roll. Water splashed, dust rose. The wildebeest spun violently in the croc's grip. Victory seemed certain, but then something wild happened. The wildebeest fought back, kicking violently, twisting, even using its horns underwater. It slammed the croc's snout against a rock. For a moment, both beasts went still, until the croc tried again. Another roll, but this time its own jaw snapped sideways, dislocating mid-roll. The croc had underestimated its prey. Finally, with one last desperate yank, the wildebeest broke free and limped back to shore, bleeding but alive. The crocodile? It sank beneath the surface, injured and defeated. You don't see that every day. In a place where crocs usually rule the river, this time the prey flipped the script. Deep in India's Tadoba jungle, a Bengal tiger, huge, silent, lethal, stalked through the brush. He wasn't looking for a challenge. He was looking for lunch. That's when he spotted 2 bear cubs wobbling near a tree, alone. Easy pickings. He crept closer, closer, until he leapt toward the cubs. But before he landed, boom! A full-grown mother sloth bear came charging in with a roar that echoed through the jungle. What followed was a battle of brute force and pure fury. The tiger swiped with his claws, slashing fur and drawing blood. But the bear didn't back down. She reared up, bit hard into his shoulder, and slammed him into the ground. Again and again. The tiger tried to escape, but the bear chased him, barking, growling, slashing. This wasn't just defense. This was rage-driven revenge. Even wildlife experts were shocked. Sloth bears are usually shy. But a mother protecting her cubs? Unstoppable. Finally, the tiger gave up. Beaten, bloodied, and humiliated, he vanished into the trees. The mother bear? She returned to her cubs, limping, bleeding, but victorious. In the jungle, love is a powerful thing. And when it comes to moms, Don't ever get between her and her babies. In the rocky cliffs of southern Africa, a stealthy leopard crept through the shadows. His target? A lone baboon perched on a ledge, away from the troop. He struck fast. In one bound, the leopard had the baboon in its jaws. But his mistake wasn't the attack. It was where he did it. Within seconds, the entire baboon troop came screaming down the rocks like an army of monkeys on fire, 30, maybe 40 strong, shrieking, snarling, teeth bared. The leopard tried to drag his prey up a tree, but they followed. The alpha male baboon, twice the size of the victim, leapt straight onto the leopard's back, biting furiously. Others clawed and pulled at the leopard's tail and legs. Stunned and outnumbered, the leopard dropped the kill and tried to flee. But the baboons chased him for nearly half a mile, throwing rocks, branches even chasing him up a tree. The leopard survived, but just barely. And his meal? Lost. In most parts of the wild, leopards are silent killers. But that day, he learned the hard way. Mess with one baboon, and you get the whole gang. It was the dry season. Food was scarce, and a pride of lions hadn't eaten in days. That's when they made a desperate choice, to take on a hippopotamus. At first glance, it didn't seem impossible. The hippo was out of water, alone, and panting under the brutal sun. The lions crept closer, 5 of them. Hungry, silent, they pounced. One grabbed its hind leg, another jumped for its back. The hippo squealed, but didn't run. It turned, and that's when everything went wrong for the lions. With a roar like a truck engine, the hippo snapped its jaws and crushed one lion's leg like a twig. Another lion was launched into the air with a headbutt. The ground shook as the hippo charged through them, teeth gnashing, blood flying. 2 lions lay wounded, one didn't get up. The rest fled. The hippo, despite injuries, stood tall, snorting, stomping, daring any lion to try again. None did. It turns out the river cow is no cow at all. In fact, hippos kill more people in Africa than lions, crocodiles, or snakes combined. So next time you hear someone call a hippo cute, remember this moment: 5 battles, 5 brushes with death, and 5 reminders that in nature nothing is guaranteed. Not even for the kings and killers of the wild. Whether it's the rage of a mother bear, the unity of a baboon troop, or the raw power of a hippo, every animal has its moment. And sometimes it's not the biggest or fastest that wins, but the most determined. So, which duel blew your mind the most? Was it the hippo's fury, the crocodile's fail, or the lion's shocking escape? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild face-offs straight from nature's harshest battlegrounds. Because in this world, survival isn't just a game, it's the ultimate fight. Until next time, stay wild.